Welcome to Acrylic Arts Academy. Today, we're diving into one of the most rewarding projects for artists of all levels, a dog portrait. Let's get started. Here's what you'll need for this project. Pause here to collect these items. Come back when you're ready to get started. Step 1. Sketch the outline. Let's begin with the foundation, sketching the outline of the dog's head. Use a pencil to lightly map out the shape of the head, the placement of the eyes, nose, and ears. Don't worry about making it perfect. This step is all about creating a guide. Remember, the lighter your sketch, the easier it is to make adjustments later. Take your time with this step. Patience now will set you up for success later. If you're new to sketching, don't feel discouraged. Even professional artists take their time perfecting their outlines. And if you'd like more practice, check out our portrait and animal painting playlists for additional tips and tutorials to improve your technique. Step 2. Apply the base layer for fur. Now we'll add our first layer of paint. Mix raw umber with a bit of sienna to create a warm, earthy tone for the fur. Apply this mixture across the head and neck. Don't worry if your strokes aren't perfect, this is just the base layer to build on. Think of it as the underpainting that will give depth and richness to the final result. This is a great time to relax and let the process flow. Painting fur can feel daunting at first, but remember, it's all about layering and texture. Trust the process, each step builds toward the final result. Mix different variations on the fur color, adding a bit of white to create a highlight and brown to create a shadow color. Use a smaller brush to apply these colors as needed. Take your time to map out the highlights and shadows according to the reference photo you're using of your furry friend. Take your time here, there's no need to rush. Focus on the shapes that the highlight and shadow colors make on the dog's face. Mapping these areas out will easily add realism and believability to your pet portrait. Don't forget to blend these areas into the base layer so the shadows look soft and natural. Take your time here, there's no need to rush. Step 3. Add shadows and depth. Shadows are what give your painting dimension and life. Mix burnt umber with a touch of black to create a rich shadow tone. Apply this mix under the jaw, around the ears, and along the neck. When blending the shadow or highlight colors, it's okay to add a bit of paint and use a clean dry brush to gently feather these colors together seamlessly. Don't forget to blend these areas into the base layer so the shadows look soft and natural. Here's a tip: use short, gentle strokes with your round brush to start suggesting fur texture, especially around the face and neck. Imagine the direction the fur naturally flows, and let your brush follow that pattern. It's okay if it feels awkward at first, this step is where the magic starts to happen. Take a moment to step back and look at your progress. Shadows and highlights can take your painting from flat to fantastic, so keep building those layers with confidence. Step 4. Define facial features. Now it's time to bring your dog to life by focusing on the eyes and nose. Start with the eyes, using black paint and a fine brush to fill in the pupil and add depth. Take your time, there's no rush. Simply pause the video if you need more time. A tiny highlight, a dot of white or an unpainted spot, makes the eyes sparkle with life. These little details make all the difference in creating a lifelike portrait. If you're feeling unsure, don't rush. Take your time here. Eyes and noses are the focal points, so it's worth the extra effort. Step 5. Enhance fur details and deepen shadows. Apply medium brown to the inner area of the eye in a small sideways V shape. Use a wash of medium brown to add crinkles of skin above the brow, blending as needed using a dry brush. Let's make the fur even more dynamic. Mix burnt umber with sienna for mid-tone variations and use short, deliberate strokes to follow the natural flow of the fur. Use darker tones like black mixed with raw umber to add density and shadow where needed, such as under the jaw or near the ears. This step is all about observation. Take your time to notice how the layers are building and where you can add subtle variations. Don't forget, fur doesn't have to be overly detailed, it's more about creating the illusion of texture. Take your time, there's no rush. Step 6. Add details and whiskers with the black pen. Begin by using a small round brush or detailer and a medium brown shade to denote where the whiskers will be. These will end up looking like small hatch marks, and we will draw whiskers coming out of each of these spots. Follow along with what you see here. Moving onward, clean off your small round brush or detailer and use a deep brown or black paint wash to outline and define a few critical parts of the face. Clean your brush off again and use white paint in small parts, including the eyes, to show light reflections. Step 7. Final touches. Finally, step back and assess your painting. Look for areas where you can refine the blending or deepen the shading. Adjust the details around the eyes and nose to make the portrait as realistic as possible. This is your chance to polish your work and add any final flourishes. Once the paint is completely dry, it's time for those fine details. Use your black pen to add subtle outlines around the eyes, ears, and other areas that need definition. For whiskers, draw thin, delicate lines extending from the muzzle. This is where your painting really comes to life, so have fun with these finishing touches. Take your time, there's no rush. And just like that, you've created a stunning dog portrait. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you'll never miss a new tutorial. Thank you for painting with us today, and we'll see you in the next tutorial. Keep creating and happy painting!